With just 10 months before the Zambians vote in the election of August 2026, the ruling United Party for National Development faces growing pressure. This is to prove whether it has delivered on its promises of its 2021 campaign to the people. At the same time, the ruling party says it's working to keep unity amongst its members as election season approaches. The big thorny issues: youth unemployment soaring around 80%. Power blackouts continue to disrupt many businesses, especially at domestic and household level. The high cost of living coupled with petrol prices. These are the stories of an ordinary Zambian. Now, the ruling party has equally warned that anyone who fails to be adopted as candidate in the forthcoming elections would not be allowed to stand as an independent candidate, saying such actions would cause divisions and weaken the party. Tonight, on Costa's cross-examination, we speak to Youth Chairperson of the UPND, Gilbert Liswaniso, to ask questions around the party's readiness for the 2026 polls, the party discipline, and whether the ruling party has truly delivered to the Zambian people. Thank you for joining us this evening on Costa. My name is Costa Mwansa. It's channel 271 on DSTV, channel 20 on GoTV. We're streaming live on our Facebook platforms. It's Diamond TV Online, as well as Diamond Media Zambia. Costa Cross-Examination is now in session. Gilbert Liswaniso, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you very much, Costa, and also thank you very much to the viewers out there. Good evening to you.
Let's get straight into it. And I'll quickly want to refer you to page 9 of the UPND's roadmap, the manifesto of 2021 to 2026, which looks at job creation. And I'll just quote from these. Job creation is a significant challenge that many Zambians face today, and unemployment, particularly for the youth. Formal sector employment opportunities are scarce and continue to decline. The private sector is struggling not only due to electricity blackouts and high energy costs, but also because of poor economic management that has failed to maintain economic growth above the increase in labor participation. Also, low levels of entrepreneurship coupled with limited access to appropriate finance, technology and markets have further constrained employment creation. Under these circumstances, most of our youth have faced little choice but to engage in informal low-paying activities that present minimal opportunities to advance themselves, thereby keeping them trapped in a vicious cycle of poverty and informality. The promises: educate, motivate and encourage the youth, establish labor and employment policy reforms, ensure that there are strong synergies between job creation strategies and MSMEs, promote broad-based re-education by upskilling, broaden the formal employment base, implement an economic diversification program, and focus on changing the mindset and culture of the young people. This was the promise of the UPND insofar as regards job creation and the youth. 4 years down the line, Gilbert Liswaniso, unemployment still stands at a staggering 80% amongst the young people. What have you done?
Thank you very much, Costa. Number one, first of all, we need to understand that in the 4 years of the UPND, despite many challenges we came to know when government now, the challenge is the economy itself. I think now the government itself through President Hakainde Hichilema has to put now the foundation for this country. From what we're reading here, I would say that the many things UPND spoke in opposition, first of all, was that we fight economic freedom of this nation. And the young people participated in 2021 general election by giving the mandate to President Hakainde Hichilema and UPND, so that now we deal with the matters which we are reading there, which is the manifesto and the vision of the party and of the President Hakainde Hichilema. So this dealing with them, it is not an event, it is the process. We need to deal with these things step by step. You remember very well, my colleague Costa, that under PF there was no employment, there was employment freeze. But now there was just replacement. But this government, through Hakainde Hichilema and UPND, what they have done that at least every year there's an employment which is given to the young people. By reducing the numbers of majority young people, at least they can have something at the end of the day.
When you talk this annual employment, are we talking the recruitment from the government sector?
I'll talk for recruitment first of all.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, I'm talking about recruitment itself first, number one. It's part of empowerment to the young ones. It's part of it. When you talk about also in terms of empowerment, you talk about also in the mining. Despite that, Costa, you need to understand that a lot of human resource we have for the young people today in this country, they didn't have skills. It's one challenge which we had as a nation, which this government is addressing through President Hakainde Hichilema and his team, through skills and training. In the name of the CDF, first number one, a lot of young people, rural party in Lusaka, they go for these skills and training so that we can have something at the end of the day. So this number is coming back in the industry now, coming back to say they can have something at the end of the day. As I speak to you, I think this year all of us will agree, through ZNS, a lot of voluntary young people have gone to go and learn. 156 constituencies.
What are the numbers we're talking
The numbers, it's 7 by constituents, okay? That is, that's 7 per ward. The number has gone to ZNS to go and train. Apart from that, President Hakainde also has added another 200 from his pocket for voluntary people to go and learn.
How sustainable is that? The system must be created in a way that the country has a financial plan backed by a national budget, not by somebody's pocket.
So the issue is
how sustainable is it that one individual will be sponsoring?
Let me tell you,
they should sustainability.
They should also the beginning of doing everything. The ZN has come in. That gap we had as a nation, because there was no education by that people can go. There's free education. But again, we should have people going now for these skills so they can add numbers. Somebody can put food on the table because got a skill now. So we're starting. These things are things which we started as government. To us to say the young people should do something at the end of the day. The mindset you're talking about itself, all of us, we know that handout, it was part of our life as young people. So President Hakainde is bringing the name of hard work to every young person to this nation, which has never taken very... just hang on from there, my colleague. Why am I saying so? It's because the young people of this country, the majority of them, yes, under 10 years of PF, we're used, all of us.
We are not talking PF here. We're talking what your manifesto is saying. This story of... This is not a comparison between PF and the UPND. We're reading your manifesto, and the challenge here is, have you delivered? I've spoken numbers, I've given you numbers. Give me the numbers from 2021, when you took office. What have you done insofar as youth employment, youth empowerment, and job creation?
I'm answering you bit by bit, because I know all of you, even Costa, you'd want to see things to be done within 4 years. All the promises we made to the people of Zambia should be done in 4 years.
I'm not saying 4 years. I'm
answering you. So I'm accountable. I'm being accountable.
In terms of numbers.
The numbers, first, I've told you that from 2021 up to date, this government, first of all, is employing formal work first in government, first of all. Number one, I've told you the issue of recruitment of teachers, recruitment of nurses, recruitment of soldiers, reserve. Every year, there's a number which is given to public. In all the districts, we are getting maybe 5 or 10 people to go and participate. That is now. Number two, in terms of mining, in the last 4 governments, I would tell you that, Costa, that illegal mining, that's how people were surviving. This government has opened the door to each and everybody. Other licenses are being given to the cooperative. It is part of an employment, it's part of empowerment to the young people.
Illegal mining has escalated under the UPND reign. 25,000 youths in Kikonge, that's a disaster.
Let me tell you that the issue...
That's not legal.
Let me tell you first of all that all these things under all this government were not there. But this government, because people now are finding all these things, people are giving other license through cooperatives.
Yeah, but
the issue to say...
But you moved in after the situation had happened.
No.
And out of 25,000 youths in Kikonge, you've given only under 100 artisanal licenses.
No, 100. These are cooperatives. These are cooperatives. At the end of the day, it's more than even maybe 25,000 people. These are cooperatives. They are working together as a team. All we have said to emphasize that let's do things in a legal way.
But you can't claim that you've created jobs in a situation where it was disastrous. You haven't created a system.
No. The system is there. It's being created. The issue is, first, number one, we need to appreciate Costa, that this government has opened up that doing things in the dark where no one does to know. Under this government, a lot of mines are coming out.
Why would you do things in the dark when you're a government that saves the public?
That's why this government has come.
Why would you do things in the dark?
But I'll tell you that under PF, under MMD, under UNIP, illegal mining was just done, it was too much. But this government is stopping it, and when we identify that the young people are doing illegal mining, they move in the government that to say, no, this mining should do, they give even now, they guide them. That's what we are doing as this government, is to guide. Bring papers, add a license, do you have machinery, any person can partner with you. This is what government is doing, encouraging cooperatives in all the mines. It's part of way of giving empowerment to the young people. The third one, in terms of agriculture, SAF. Most of the young people in the rural part, today they are benefiting through SAF in terms of agriculture. They are given loans. That's why today we can say that after the drought we had today, we had at least a good number of harvests in our country. And this government has said we'll continue doing so to the young people, to have a small land and given empowerment. This is what we are doing as this government to the young people. So I'm not saying that we have done everything within the 4 years, the 5 years. It is step by step, because that's what we say, that we need to deal with these matters.
But the failure I find challenging this evening is you failed to give me tangible numbers, because you can only measure growth and creation of jobs and opportunities if you're able to illustrate this with numbers. I would like to get to your point. You've said ZNS has recruited, teachers have been recruited, health workers have been recruited, and we keep on hearing this story. But in your manifesto, and any normal government would know, that government itself is not an employer. Government creates a conducive environment for private sector to employ. Yes. You are an administration that has killed private sector, because private sector is not growing. There's no room for private sector borrowing. MP rates, interest rates are averagely high, around 33%. Power blackouts hinder manufacturing. Tax with ZRA is inhibiting for private sector. So how do you create jobs when private sector is not, according to your manifesto?
First of all, again, I'll tell you this, that yes, the government is to provide a conducive environment for each and everybody. Okay? One thing which has hit us, all of us, yes, is about to do with road shedding, which is affecting many companies. Yes, we agree. But is it that the government has slept? The answer is no. This government is dealing with these matters day in and day out to ensure that at the end of the day, the employment can be given to the people of Zambia. The same companies, the investors, also private sector can also have something at the end of the day. We are in a crisis as a nation, which now this government is dealing with it. You remember even yesterday, the president was very clear by apologizing to the people of Zambia to do with road shedding, which has hit everybody, not only you big companies, but even small companies, even just our shops within our compounds. Some of us got small shops in companies who have been hit by this road shedding. But if this government just stayed to say, yes, it's no. That's why you have seen a lot of investment in the energy sector, is to ensure that we deal with this matter. Is it because of the general election? Because I'm hearing people, because the election is coming. No, let's deal with the problem. So let's deal with the problem. When we have done with the problem, let's deal with it. As a nation here, we have a crisis of energy. So let's deal with it. After we've dealt with it now, we are able to say, yes, we have invested a lot of money into energy now. At least we have no problem now. Let's do it. Let's not fear general election. No, election will come and go.
There's a short to long-term plan in terms of solar, wind, and nuclear diversification of power. The president has made it very clear that the vision is to have 100 million megawatts, or is it 100,000 megawatts through solar, and then the Mamba projects coming up. My key thing, Gilbert, is before those projects come into fruition 3-4 years from now, the ordinary youth will die. The ordinary person who depends on selling or transacting in Airtel and mobile money, who is now being given a surcharge or a tariff per transaction. That's more taxation. A small SME business that is being told to pay 1% on income tax, irregardless of whether you've made income or not. A small business who cannot tender for a government job on EPG because you need to have a tax clearance certificate, you need to be compliant with NAPSA, you need to be compliant with NEMA. Where does the young Zambian get all this? You are a very heartless government because you have no incentives for the private sector. What other countries do in the midst of a challenge like load shedding, they'll give incentives. But your government hasn't given incentives. What are the incentives?
Who's supposed to grow the economy of this country, Costa? Is it not us Zambian people?
Provide a conducive environment for growth.
So if it is us Zambian people supposed to grow the same, because I've been seeing even the budget, 81% of this budget is within this country, Zambia. Sinaenda to school, but I'm able to see who's supposed to bring that money. It is us Zambian people. Yes. Government to provide all the conducive and everything. That's why now all of us collectively.
But is that sustainable when you expect that?
No.
When you expect that in a country of 20 million people, only under 2 million are informal employment.
That's why I was asking to say that who's supposed to grow the economy in this country? Is it foreigners or it's us, the people of Zambia? It is us. Okay? Sinaenda to school, but I'm answering that question that will reflect all of us, even the one who is listening. Just a bit, Costa. Don't cut me.
How does an economy grow if you, as a business, you're going to borrow a loan at 33%?
So,
how do you grow the economy?
So, Nikamba Kuti is Zambians. We are the ones supposed to grow this economy.
How are we going to grow
so, Nakamba Kuti, number 2, now, even the budget yatu, 81%. Meaning, ndimwe 9 tonse. But now ni pempo ya mukamba kuti government kuti mugwapo bwanyi pakuti tukwanise tonse. Tachuka mukongole tonse zinangongole. So we are trying to live within what we have as a nation.
Yeah, but I'm asking the question.
So
you're not answering my question. When a business is squeezed, granted we're coming out of debt contraction and we've got a concession budget with the IMF, how do you expect small businesses in Kalingalinga, in Chunga, in Matero to grow? My audience will understand in English, please. How do you expect them to grow if commercial lending rates are high, if government is highly taxing the Zambians, that you expect 81% to grow the economy?
So, Costa, the issue is that you've said the economy cannot be done as an event, it is a process. In that process, yes, they should sometimes they'll be hard on us because now we want to create that environment of economy where all of us are able to afford. Because we are in this situation because where we are coming from. And the blame has come to us as European. People voted for us to come and fix the same problem.
That's what we've heard. Don't give that as an excuse.
So, I'm not giving an excuse, but we are not going to run the country in the place of because we told you this. Give us chance as we are doing this job for you. Give that mandate to UPND Chairman and his team as we are doing all this together. But we are going to grow this economy together with you, Costa, and the people of Zambia.
So you still haven't answered my question.
I've answered
No, you haven't. The question is very simple, Mr. Liswaniso. As a UPND youth chairperson, youth who you said in your manifesto will be provided an environment for entrepreneurship. What incentives has your party and government given the youths amidst load shedding, amidst high lending prices, amidst a debt contraction?
And I'll answer again. When you are creating an environment for such what you are asking me a question, it is a process. Okay? We have, all of us have agreed, we have seen that our people at that lower ground, they are suffering. What measures are we putting in place? That's why there is a team now already, which I'm talking about, the government now that dealing with these matters. How can we sustain our young people, our women in this area who are suffering? Because number one, the receding itself, yes, the taxes are very high, but we need to make money at the end of the day as a nation to grow the economy. All of us, we need to participate. Where we feel like we are being hammered left and right, all of us collectively is to sit down to say the people are complaining about these taxes now. How do we deal with it? That's what I've said. If government, all of us, we have agreed that the budget of this country, 81% will come from the locals, meaning we know where we are going as a nation, is to deal with the matter. 2 years or 3 years from now, things may stabilize again, so that all of us will become what? We are able to access what we are.
The question still stands. The question still stands. Development is not an event, it's a process. My question is, yes, you agree there's load shedding. Yes, you agree there's debt and an IMF restructuring. Yes, you agree that those situations. But what incentives are you giving? That's my question.
So give us time. We'll give you incentives.
There are no incentives.
No, they will come. That's why they will come. You're looking on all the big area. They will come. Let me say, if there are incentives, whereby part of it is part of employment. Despite the challenge which you have under PF, there was employment freeze, but this government has given. Despite all these challenges, we'll give this. So I know people want to see that things comes direct there, but give us chance. Give chance to Hakainde Hichilema and his team. That's what I'm always what I've been appealing to the people of Zambia, that can we give a support and chance to this man in State House and his team as we are delivering all these issues? Because he's aware.
What gives you, as the UPND and Gilbert Liswaniso, so much entitlement and belief that Zambians deserve to give you a chance if they believe you have failed them?
For me, it's about engagement, talking to the people of Zambia. Whenever I talk to the people of Zambia, okay, is to appeal to them. Even here, I'm appealing that can we give the support to this man, Hakainde Hichilema. Being supporting, I'm not saying we should praise Hakainde Hichilema, but it's to do checks and balances, is to bring out issues which is affecting us. Then him and his team are able to say, yes, these things, people are complaining about it. Let's deal with it. It's part of the support. It's part of the say, yes, we can give another chance. Number two, it is us, even us, the party leaders, leadership in the UPND, in government, that where there's a problem, all of us is to admit this is the problem. How do we deal with it? For me, that's how you're leading the people. So the confidence we have is that the people, yes, they will give us another chance in 2026. What is important? It is us to interact with the people of Zambia on a daily basis. The challenge which they are facing, the question you are asking on the behalf of Zambian people, are those in government institutions listening that these are the challenges people are facing on the ground? How do we deal with them? How do we tell the people of Zambia to say, we are in this process to ensure that we bring what is best for you? So it's about communication to the people of Zambia. But again, we should not fear because people are saying this. Then we do things now in a quick way, whereby to just sustain you maybe for 2-3 months, and then after election again you go back. No, I don't believe in that. I think it is time whereby where there is a challenge of load shedding, collectively all of the other nation, together with you in the media, everyone, let's deal with the matter by questioning the president to say, when are we ending this load shedding? The people are dying in our compound. The people cannot afford food. So we speak this language on a daily basis until that time that the government, they have done something about it. When we talk about the fuel, let's talk about it at the nation, because government is listening. For me, Costa, what I will tell you that you have a listening president, a good president, who would really want to see that a child, a mother, an orphan has a food on the table. That's the president we have as Hakainde Hichilema. All we need now, the support I'm talking about, is to bring out all this on a daily basis. That's what I believe myself.
Let's not have quick fixes. The last 4 years have seen the CDF allocation, a thing that President Hichilema describes as a development game changer, from where it was found at about 1.5 million kwacha per constituency. It's now gone up extremely. From almost 23, it went up to 31. Now in the 2026 budget, it's over 40 million. The worrying thing, Mr. Liswaniso, is the accountability and the efficiency of this money. It's like pouring money into a bottomless pit. Whether it's 1.5 million or 40 million, if there's default on loans being given to youth and women, if this money is not being paid back, if there's ineffective output in terms of the grants that are being given, that this money is being misapplied, why then keep on increasing money when the intended outcome is not being achieved? And this is based on what the Auditor General's reports are showing us, that sometimes this money is not being released on time. When people are giving loans in cooperatives, the default rate is almost 90%.
When you're reading the manifesto, first of all, we talked about the mindset. And that's a matter we need to deal with it collectively, other nations, all of us, the mindset that when you get the money, you need to pay it back. We should not take the money of the government to say this is government money. I should understand when I get the money today as a Liswaniso, within 1 year, if that's what I've committed, what I've told me, I need to give it back. That Costa also should get the same money. Tomorrow again, it's a revolving fund to each and everybody. But the mindset. Now, the issue is from 4 years, we are trying by how can we perfect the CDF in terms of grant and loan so that they think it's workable. The third thing to do, given the people of Zambia. One thing we need to appreciate, the government have seen that CDF is a game changer, can change our communities in more, but I'm not saying that it is 100% that the money is being used collectively, because also there's bureaucracy within the government itself. The people are implementing the same.
So you agree that there's a lot of wastage on this, despite this gloating that it's 40 million now, but the output is not worth it.
The issue is 40 million should go to the community. The sense of ownership starts from first of the people or in this institution, the local government. That's number one. The president has shown, and the party said, this is what we want to achieve as a party. You people are implementing now, can we do what is right? The one who is getting the money also should understand that next I need to give my friend. It's a mindset. And this is what now Akainde is putting in the minds of the people of Zambia.
Talking about the mindset, who should benefit from these CDF resources?
It's the community.
Is it just the UPND?
No. It's not UPND. It's everyone. UPND, PF, everyone.
It's for Zambians.
We have 156.
It's for Zambians.
For Zambians, yes.
Why you heard 2 weeks ago, you, Gilbert Liswaniso, at your provincial Lusaka, UPND event 2 weeks ago, appealing that government has increased the CDF to 40 million and the priority should be these youths who belong to the party and the cooperatives. It's you. You were live on TV.
Let me tell you first.
If you tell me tonight that it's for all the Zambians, you're there saying your members should be prioritized.
Let me tell you first of all, the chairman was appealing to the DCs, members of parliament, and the ministers. Here, damn on TV, you have shown me almost 5 news where I have seen the members of UPND even closing the office of the town clerk, closing the office of the DC, that the UPND are not allowed to apply the money to do with the CDF because they are UPND. Of course, I want to tell you, UPND is going rough on the ground in terms of this empowerment because of the jacket called your UPND. But deny us because we don't have a document. You cannot say this one, this shouldn't be. Me, I'm an example. Just the issue to do with the Mukushi. All of you deny the BA mine. Because why? It's this one is. But to support, do you have a document? Just applying just for a mine with my team, what I've applied here. You deny us that opportunity. Because I'm this one is.
So then the system. So in short, then the system is not working well. Because the system should not look at it's here. It should not look at party or creed. It should look at the President Hakainde Hichilema says it's very well. Number one, Zambian.
Yes.
2, are you qualified?
Yes.
But you heard in that video saying, DC's chairman. Now this money should be given to our youth body more.
Listen, the chairman of the party, because that's a pain which the members of UPND are going through, all of us across the country, that we are denying these opportunities.
Even if you're not qualified?
No. Even we are qualified. So what we are saying, that deny us because we haven't qualified. Don't use the name of the UPND. Yet we are saying, even when just, I'll divert a bit, even just do it as a license. The UPND have in trouble to have that license. But my colleagues, whom I know from the opposition, are having.
But that's sometimes the name you were using on that platform as chairperson of the party. You were saying, these youth, if we want to win this election, we need to change the way we're working.
The issue is we are appealing to the DCs and the ministers. Don't deny us.
To favor you, the UPN.
No.
To favor UPN cooperatives.
Don't do away with the cooperatives. So, Costa, you want to be showing news here of UPN every time complaining. Yet we are appealing to those in office to say that inayisengisebantu tipempako tungono chabe mwatipasako wentibula kupempa kulimu. But why do you want to brush out UPND out as if we are not Zambians?
Or to beg on what basis?
So no. When we come with our own document, I've got a cooperative, I've got a company, and everything. We come to your office for Costa. Don't see this one so. see a company, but are you qualified? And deny us using a qualification. But what has been happening, a lot of members of UPND across the country are being denied on the basis they are UPND, which is not fair.
How then does it...
Are you getting the point? I'm giving this information to you because you have referred me what happened in Mulungushi, why the chairman of the party was appealing to say, you ministers, don't do that to your own members, or even them, they're Zambians. And this is a cry. You want to be seen to go and film a news, you are there in material because they closed the office. That's not fair. What we are saying, yes, if I go to council, we are not qualified, tell us to say we are not qualified because of A, B, C, D. Go and put your document in order, then I come back. But if you attempt to say, you are UPND, you are not allowed, that is cadarism, that's not fair. You go in a market, no, you cannot trade here because you are a chairman of the party. That is not fair. So give us also a part of this country, despite being a member of UPND.
Isn't it fair, yes, that there should never be any political interference in the administrative running of bus stops and markets and public spaces according to your manifesto and President Hindema's directive?
Yes, the issue is if I go in the market, I've got my own shop. The only thing that should stop me is for me to levy people. But don't stop me to have a shop and I trade in the market with my own capital.
So are you telling us tonight, is what you're saying, that a lot of young people have been injustly or have been discriminated upon for supporting the UPND, even when they qualify for grants and loans as cooperatives, your MPs, your councillors, because it's your people managing these, the administrative, through the UPND as a party government. Your people have been denied yet. Is this what you're saying?
Is
this what you're saying?
We, 70% of UPND have been denied.
On what basis? By your own party, your own officials?
So, being in office who is implementing is an officer, okay? And I want to tell you why we have this challenge. President Hakainde extend an olive branch to each and influential position within the government. This government never purchased anybody, which we regret. I want to tell you, Costa. PF, when won election, influential people there at time of MMD, they were sidelined. They put in their people. But this president, because he means well, one Zambia, one nation, that show me your qualification if you deserve that.
You regret that's a wrong decision?
I think
we shouldn't employ competent Zambians regardless of their race,
even
color,
MMD employed people are qualified.
There's a difference between the civil service, who we expect to be non-political, and party structures.
Costa, influential position everywhere you go, even in America, everywhere, people aligned with that political party which is governing the country.
You align with the manifesto?
Yes. Yes.
But you need to employ qualified people.
Yes.
They should not necessarily be your cadres or your supporters.
PF appointed qualified people. MMD, when PF came in, he chased all those things. We have been seeing those things, Costa.
And that's what you're advocating for? That's what should be done?
That's what I'm saying, that to show you that this president has been very good to each and everybody. The people at that grassroots level are supposed to do what is best, because him didn't do that. He said, all of us, let's work. If really you are UPND, give me your qualification for you to deserve that position. That's what Hakainde has been doing. If within the system is there, show me your qualification. All we are saying that Hakainde has lined everything to give people, this is a CDF, let it go to the people. So the one who is managing CDF now, most is a civil servant. Align yourself, push things, let them move, and give us quality job at the end of the day in terms of supervision. And that's what Hakainde is asking, and that's what the party UPND is asking.
And you regret that this has happened?
For me, I'll tell you that me as Gilbert Liswaniso Youth Chairman, because I've seen people have undermined that.
Then you're not aligning with your president's vision then?
No. I'm aligning because if you don't want to do what Brenda has told you, here the CDF man, he can go on time to the people at the community at a good time. You're fighting the president. Okay? Somebody has taken a loan. You are failing to follow up that loan. Mwankala. You are fighting the president. So for me, it's to do what is best because he has given you the mandate. So deliver to the people at the community level there. That is your job. Us as a party is just to see, are you doing your job? or supervise indirect to check, have they done the school here? Have they done the borehole here? Is the quality okay? That is our job as a part that 2026 we are able to say, yes, they did a quality job here. That is our duty. So that when I campaign based on something which I've seen, from 1.6 million now to 40 million. When I stand on the group of people, I need to mention what we have done. But if I haven't done the quality job, the same people say, yes, Chairman, we have brought this school, but look the way it looks. There has been a shadow work from there.
So who's failing you?
So some of the people...
Because you, the party, send your officials into government to do some of these works on your behalf, elected MPs who are appointed into cabinet offices. Some of your permanent secretaries outrightly say, you will not fire me, whether as a civil servant, because I'm a cadre number one. They say that. So who's failing you?
So the issue can be cadre number one. The people are implementing most of projects of the government. They're civil servants. They're the one that does the donkey work. They're the one who does the work.
So you're blaming them?
So, yes, some of them, I'm not saying blaming everyone, but some of the challenges we are facing is negligence.
Because they are not aligned to your party?
Some are not aligned to the party, yes. They should be aligned to the party. Manifesto, this manifesto.
So you want them to be fired so that you put UPND cadres?
Let me tell you, either a cadre or not a cadre, but a qualified person can be given
a qualified cadre.
Are we not cadres?
Tell me.
If Costa today will give you a position in government as a spokesperson, you become a cadre of the UPND, because now you're speaking about what is there.
Unless I was appointed not on my qualifications, and that's the mindset that we need to look on meritocracy.
No, let me tell you, Costa. This politics you are saying, politics can destroy and it can build. If you are going to tell me that you are going to have a job because of qualification, and then through your qualification, and then you're jeopardizing the job of the same cadres who fought for the party to be where it is and the good president, then you come with the qualification, we tell you to do this and then do it, then you're a wrong person. Yes, you're a wrong person. Do the right job.
So in short, Mr. Liswaniso, you're telling us that
use your qualification by implementing the manifesto.
A person who's qualified should then listen to the whims and the wishes of the cadres, even if they're doing wrong things, just to satisfy the wishes of the cadres, because they fought to put in a party and its president in power?
Costa, there's no cadre is going to push for bad wrongs.
That's what you're telling me?
No, what I'm telling you...
To say we don't care about the right thing and the qualifications.
Costa, our conversation here, I've not told you that to do a wrong. I've said you're a qualified person. Do a right thing. Here, from what we're reading there, the Auditor General, they're saying the money could not be released at the right time. Who's supposed to release the money?
Let's go further. We've touched that point. Your manifesto on page 33 talks about youth, women, and persons with disabilities. And it says, one of the major challenges facing Zambia is the lack of gender balance, as well as the lack of youth and people with disabilities in political leadership, business leadership, and decision-making position. The UPND has observed some trends in the barriers to women, youth, and people with disabilities, equal participation and representation in politics, commerce, and decision-making. To this effect, the UPND government shall strive to achieve equality of representation for gender in all positions of government, not discriminate against any Zambian based on creed, tribe, gender, physical ability, promote a culture, what we're talking about, of meritocracy as the norm rather than the exception in making appointments to national positions. Empower Zambian women and young people not through consumption-based freebies, but rather via free education, access to land, business opportunities, meaningful employment, and participation in governance. Again, this is your manifesto, and we keep on asking this question. What would you say is the performance of the UPND as a party in power insofar as gender parity or strive to equality? How many women and young people and people with disabilities have you put into positions?
Costa, I'll say that I'll start from the lowest position, councillor. The majority councillors we have in the UPND, the young ones. The majority young councillors across the country, the young one. That's the position. When you come to the DC, 116, I may say 70 of them, it's women and the young ones. Let's talk about...
Out of 172 district commissioners, how many
116.
are women? 116 rather. How many are women? How many are youth?
I'll tell you that I've said...
How many are women? How many are youth?
I'm giving that thing because I got to it. I've said 70 in that number, 116. 70 of them, they are youth and women.
By the way, it would be interesting, Mr. Liswaniso.
So I can even, if you want me to count here, no. So I may not give the full, but I can see, when I sit here, I can see who is a DC for SING.
Yeah, but
I got the point.
My question was going to be, by the way, what is the youth bracket that you use in the UPND? Is it 35?
No, it's a young person, my friend.
What's a young person? There's a definition. Gilbert, there's a legal definition. At 60...
In Zambia, it is 18 to 35.
Yeah.
Are you getting the point? So 18 to 35.
That's a youth, right?
Yeah, that's a youth, yes. 18 to 35.
That's a youth.
But I'll tell you that 18 to 35, a lot of these are not in these big positions.
Because starting even from my youth chairperson tonight,
is
not a youth.
Yes, I'm 45. Yes, so I'm in charge of the youth.
Already
but I started politics when I was 20.
The position meant for a youth.
Listen, I started my game when I was 20 years. I've been yes. No, listen.
But you can serve in another capacity.
Yes, I can serve.
Not as youth chairperson when you're not youth.
I have no problem, but the same youth whom you'd want to come and take this position, where is he? Some of the people are talking about said,
but your manifesto is saying we will appoint young people.
No, it will be appointed, yes. The issue is not about just appointing the young people. It's about you participating also for the leadership to identify you.
So there are no youth in the UPND?
No, they are there. Identify yourself. Are you able to run this office? Okay, we have youths at a constituency level. We've got youth at a ward level. But it is you. Do you have that capacity? I've told you that
how many MPs does UPND have in Parliament that qualify?
Those are young. Most of them.
Name one UPND MP below 35.
It's only Ngombe UPND. The other one is Sibeso. These are young, they're 35, 34. But the rest are above 35.
You didn't adopt young people, according to your manifesto.
Listen, the issue is, it's not about adoption.
This is what your manifesto is saying.
No, it's a manifesto, but you should go on the ground. If you're not participating, you think the party will just come to pick you because we'll be gone.
Someone when you're my youth, when you say as a government, we will... So this is what your manifesto is saying.
That's why now there's a constitution.
This is what your manifesto is saying.
Yes, so now I'm coming back now. That's why that's Bill 7 now. Which now to tackle at least 13 young ones who are talking what you are talking about, who are 18, 20, can have that opportunity to be appointed now.
That's where the argument is. How can you be trusted to say you would do it with Bill 7 when you have the power to appoint and nominate in cabinet 8 people? Amongst the 8 nominations, Mr. Liswaniso, the president has not nominated any single disabled person or any single youth.
Let me tell you.
Out of 21 million Zambians, UPND couldn't find any qualified disabled person, any qualified young person under 35.
We have disabled who are in government.
I'm talking about the 8 nominated positions.
Let me tell you, the 8 are not Pasako, the young ones.
Name one.
Okay.
Name one.
No, listen, Kaeli, Costa. Position should not be only seen appointed there. Let's talk about those who have gone even outside the country. I've got Sidi Kaunda with the Deputy Secretary there in Tanzania. I've got Amina in Egypt. These are young ones. I've got Catherine. I've got Margaret Banda. Okay? I've got Kajila. I've got Neto. I can count. I've got Kapusa. These are young ones. These all of them that are outside the country. These are young ones. No.
When you pick names like this, we don't even know. No. We don't even know who these people are and where they are, what positions.
No. These are big.
They should be a specific secretary.
The first secretary education. The first political. These are big positions.
There should be a special threshold here based on what this manifesto
you have
is
said,
saying.
I've told you that most of the young people. Outside who have gone outside, these are young people, most of them.
But then you're conflicting yourself tonight. You told me youths are not coming up.
No.
Youths are not
you are saying
themselves.
In this government we haven't appointed anybody. But I've told you the numbers. I've given you to say those who have gone outside. I've told you.
So the benchmark of the UPND is foreign service.
No. I've given. It's the same. These appointees. I'm not working under government.
Under the UPND cabinet. It's not possible like we've seen in Rwanda. It's not possible like we've seen in Botswana. It's not possible like we've seen in Namibia. For a young Zambian around 35 to be appointed in Mr. Hichilema's cabinet.
And I'll answer you. I represent the young ones, the youth. Costa, appointment comes with sacrifice on the ground. Costa, let's be serious on these matters. If you are not available, wankala kunyumba ulindui wankala, and you think people just come and appoint you, no, participate. Be there.
What is being available?
Participating. No, participating in terms of politics itself. Participate. You want somebody to be adopted because they got grade 12 certificate, got degree.
But that's a qualification. I'm Zambian and I'm qualified.
So you don't want to go and tell the people of Mateo that I want to stand, I want to campaign. You don't want to go to Kanyama to be on the ground. The people say this is a popular candidate. You don't want to go to Saka Central to go and campaign that you're a young person. You can able to be adopted. You don't want to be in Munari. You want to sit home because in the base of your young person. Let's be serious. That one will never come. I'm just being honest to the young people. That one will never come. The old people will continue stepping on you. Come out from that house, be on the ground, be a volunteer at your comment level. Either in Pawat, at the constituents, in a church, leadership, it will follow to say, in that church, we have that young lady is able to serve in that position. And I would want you, Costa, to emphasize, to tell the young ones. Number two, what is hindering the young people? Again, I'll tell you this. As I speak to a lot of them today, they are aware at school, paper university. By the time they are coming back to come into politics, sometimes now they're 27, 28. By the time Agurikan is 40 years, that's when you can have a position. I'm talking the reality here.
Maybe we should be changing the system, because if I'm Zambian, I'm qualified and I'm able to contribute positively with what I've learned and what my skills set is, maybe my calling is not just to be actively a volunteer in politics. It could be that I could be a leader within the private sector if this government provides a conducive environment. And these are the opportunities, again, that are aligned with your manifesto. Maybe I can be a PS. So in short, you're saying that one can only become PS. One can only be appointed youth minister at 35. One can only be appointed technology minister if you were in the trench, according to Mr. Gilbert, if you were active on the ground.
For me, it's not only those in UPND.
That's what you said.
Yes, identify you. Even in opposition, you can be picked. The issue is identify yourself. Are you able to lead? You are failing to have even 10 people to lead.
And so you don't see so many youth that are out there that are vibrant? Is there a structure? Maybe we should be changing the national system when you change about when you talk about
think what will work for the young.
How many unemployed young people are roaming the street?
For me, what I only tell you that the amendment of the Constitution Bill 7, it will help a lot of young people, those who want to aspire to be appointed only. Because participation to be on the ground, it's not an easy thing. I just want to tell you, it's not an easy, because if me who have gone through
because politics are dirty in this kind
it's
of
not even, it's a serious
if you can't insult, you can't fight, then you
don't even insult. For me, you don't even insult.
If you can't carry a panga.
Costa, you have known me, and let me use this. Costa, you have seen me to be where I am today. I've seen you where you to be today. You are able to tell my story. I'm able to tell your story, where we are coming from. Costa didn't just wagwa kumwamba chikwa become Costa. Your loyalty, your hard work, your commitment has made to become Costa today. And we need to learn a lot from you. The young ones should learn a lot. How did Costa today become Costa? The journalists along, they should understand. If you ask Costa used to walk from here, you go to George, to go and see Liswaniso and pick a news. Kuchinyalala, give us. It was a commitment, you made it. Today, we have such a person that say, Libe won't talk, but you have to bring news here. It's a mindset. So, if I'm coming to this TV station, Costa, I'm talking to my young one, the youth one, that these things, you take it personal first of all, and then you're able to be identified by the leadership. Me, to be where I am, I'm sorry to say, but President Hakainde Hichilema took me from George Compound. He received me in George Compound, a dead place. Has to come, I'm receiving you, I want to work with you. I was identified. Not at Secretariat, no. I'll follow you where you stay there in George Compound. Why? It's a committee what I was doing. It's because of you, Costa, and your friend who are able to say, there is a community leader there. Then appointment comes in. So, all we need is about commitment. So, for these young ones today, the only thing we can survive to them to have this issue of appointment through adoption, through not hard working, and then we are able to identify them. The Bill 7 comes in now. We are going to have 13 of the youth, women 24, that are able to be given. Because it's hard on the ground. There's competition on the ground. When you see these women who are members of parliament today, it's not an easy thing. Because it's dirty for sure on the ground. They don't see the qualification, you know. They are seeing competition. They are seeing the weakness on you. So if you are not strong, you are able to back out.
It's dirty on the ground. It's almost 9 months towards an election, and the president obviously was very hard on issues to do with violence and dirty politics. One of the reasons why, obviously, Zambians booted out the PF. Mr. Liswaniso, it's very disappointing, disheartening that as the elections creep through, we are beginning to see the ugly head of violence rearing. Driving past, Independence Avenue and just the streets of Lusaka coming out of Kablonga 2 weeks ago is, again, buses coming from funerals. We're seeing this UPND-clad young people on windows of buses, on top of the roof, disrupting traffic and all that. Why? Why is this beginning to happen again?
Costa, I don't know how I don't want to just sigh, but I don't know how I can explain it. PF and UPND, the 4 years of UPND in power, the conduct of UPND youth, the cadres of UPND, comparing to the PF. I don't know, me when I speak here to look as if I'm defending, but I'm not denying that there are pockets of these things somewhere, especially when there's sometimes funeral, when there's some functions, but I think we have tried to manage to an extent whereby there's more peaceful, unless maybe there's something which is happening that day, which we are working on to it on a daily basis. I can even remind you where I've seen cadres maybe have broke the road. I can remember here, and I'm talking about Lusaka, the first one when our former provincial youth chairman, Brian Mzinga, when he died. I agree, because it was a whole Lusaka youth came together. People blocked some roads. We sat down, how can we be doing this thing, to talk to each other, to our youth. The other one, not even blocking the road, I think it was me personally. When the youth said, after winning Mufoe, there was a lot of talking to say, you youth, you are UPND, even when you don't celebrate Stima Konan. So the youth, we came all together. But we never blocked the road. We just moved. But I think the people were many youth across Lusaka. That is number 2. The number 3 one, which I remember, our colleague who died in the accident. Okay? Number 3. No, I'll count it before, in fact. I want to be honest with you. The number 3, our colleague who died. Number 4, when Lufeo, because that's why people complained. Lufeo, member of parliament from Mez, when they went to parliament. Among urban Maasai there, where there's a bar, the road, people complained. They complained to me. We sat down, said, how do we deal with this matter? So I'm saying these are pockets. But when you compare to PF, it was a food.
And I knew you were going to say this.
Yes, no. So in short, we need to. The issue is now.
Hang on.
You should say.
Hang on.
Yes.
Hang on. In short, you're saying PF and UPND are both devils, except we're a better devil. That's what you're saying.
The cadres between PF and UPND.
Yeah, you're comparing.
Yeah, we need to compare.
You're a better devil.
Let me tell you, we need to compare, because we are trying by we cannot finish cadreism.
You're saying we are both violent, except the UPND is less violent.
Costa, you are dealing with the young people who are hyper, who were too much. The 10 years of PF was fighting. It was normal.
But do you realize, Gilbert, that this country doesn't belong to PF and UPND?
I agree.
Do you agree that?
I agree.
And why don't we ever hear this from MMD? Why don't we ever hear this from Socialist? Why don't we? Oh, Balibebantu. So
I want to put these things to Costa to understand.
So MMD at a certain point was a party in ruling.
Yes.
And they didn't beat up people and disrupt traffic in such a manner.
Let me tell you, Costa.
They didn't.
Costa.
They didn't.
Even during PF 208,
I'm talking about
207,
MMD.
I'm talking MMD itself, and it is why MPF by then, Costa. I'm saying managing the youth is not an easy thing. I'm dealing with junks. I'm dealing with FACA. Okay? So it's a day in talking to them. Discipline. It's not an easy thing. The president said, I don't want this. My responsibility as a national chairman, the provincial chairman, youth chairman, constitutes the word, is to maintain this peace we are seeing today.
Why are we hearing...
So, for me, what you should say, Gilbert, we are seeing all these pockets. Are we safe where we are going? Because this thing...
This is the question I'm going to ask you. I was saying 9 months before the election.
Costed the PF. And this is a message which every day we are talking to each other to say this is not needed. This is not needed. This is not needed. We are talking to each other. But that's why you have seen even this one talking about less gadalism.
But beyond that, the commotion and the disruption of traffic, we are also beginning to hear and see cases of opposition, party sympathizers being abducted, social media commentators going missing, and they come out reporting that they were beaten. And in some instances, it has gone live and it has been confirmed that UPND youth have assaulted and beaten opposition commentators.
I think what I've seen, it is between the guy who used to run Kabugod and the UPND, and I've admitted personally. And on this person who was so-called beaten, abducted, I think I played a big role to ensure that he's being left. Because I was called by Sparrow. I was called by a Charles engineer. But when you follow the story of this guy, genuinely, if you go to Soweto there, women and everybody, he's the one who beat up this person.
Why shouldn't it be the police to be called? Why should it be you?
No. Listen, if the police and the community need to work together, don't separate. Our responsibility, all of us, Costa, we should not see the police as enemies. There are certain things we can do minus even the police on behalf of the country. Genuinely, peacefully, because we are helping each other. For me, I will emphasize, let's work together with the police. We should not see the police as enemies. Police and the community.
But no, I'm not saying the police are enemies. Are you as youth chairperson working with the police to ensure that these culprits are brought to book and that the law prevails and nobody is above the law?
Exactly. There's a complaint I speak to you about Freedom Way and everything. I've told the police. Move in if there's any part who is making. Boss, in the Makadas by UPND, wachokela kukoti. Unche kukoti wena maenda. Bakangena pa central hapa. No bond. I'm being honest with you. 2, we chase from the party. Because there are 2 things which I've identified in politics. The more you take the youth to police, the more they become even more powerful. So what we are doing in the party, tukuchosa mchipani, tusankai na mpanvu, chose yesa UPND. For me, it has worked very well. That's where we are today. That's why most of the notorious, they're not in UPND now. So it's helping the party, helping the president, and helping everyone.
Can you guarantee that your formula will guarantee peace, that there will be a violent-free campaign ahead of next year?
I think you have seen most of the by-elections.
Can you guarantee?
I've guaranteed. You have seen all the by-elections I've done. Sometimes you don't even know your people. You only know the day of voting. Or there's the by-election. Or the election there. You cannot win an election using violence, Costa. I want just to tell you, you can't win an election using violence.
As we come to a close of this program, again, following the fortnight, meeting that the UPND Lusaka province had, you also passed a very unconstitutional, a very undemocratic, statement that hinges on the right to freedom of consciousness and freedom for somebody to exercise their constitutional right to want to participate in leadership, to participate in the affairs of the country, that nobody will be allowed to go as independent as a candidate if they are not adopted. Surely every Zambian has a right to stand as an independent as they will.
Every Zambian has a right to stand as an independent in any political party. With humility, I love my party UPND. And I know we have the better president in this country now who needs help from us. But if as a party UPND, we become careless, we may end up having wrong people working with the Hakainde Chilema, not achieving what we are reading that in manifesto. Costa, my message has been very clear. If you want to stand as an independent, go on your own. Don't come to UPND. Never come to UPND. Go on your own, go and mobilize. Don't go to our branches of UPND. Don't go to the branches of UPND, the constituents, the province at national level, to take Costa Mwansa, and now I'm taking you to our branch to say, these are the people who's going to do the work for you. Selling your name in a constituency. You are not only Costa, maybe will be 5 of you. Taking you to all these branches which we have created by the party to sell you. Then at the end of the day, only one person. In the 5, everyone feel like he's popular. Even when it's not popular, but for them it's popular.
But history sometimes, Mr. Liswaniso, has shown that when the adoption process happens, sometimes it's not transparent, sometimes it's marred by undertones. Even in by-elections, Eastern Province more recently, I think it should have been Petauke, I can be corrected. Yes. Somebody who was supposed to be adopted by the party was not adopted, and they went and stood different, and you lost.
Yes. I'm saying so. It's because it's lacking of loyalty. Costa, ungangale popular. Popular wa ukapela ni umfuiti.
No, but it's the people's will.
Now listen first. Ungangale popular ni wechikawala. So the party managers now who are supposed to represent people in that area. All of us behind such a person. So people are coming to UPND as candidates. Some of them, they're members of parliament, to say, I'm not going to be adopted, I'll go independent. To create another political party. So what we have said, since you are popular already, go on your own, do things. Don't come to UPND. Those who remain in UPND, there's only one person.
What will happen to candidates who will not be adopted and they go independent?
The message has been, I've said here, if you really are a member of UPND... If
it's a democracy, you cannot dictate.
Listen, if you are really a member of UPND, you are a real member of UPND. Why, if we choose today, there's Costa and Liswaniso, we have gone with Costa. Why should Liswaniso go independent? No. Because ours as a party is to be in government for so many years. In my father's house, there are many rooms. So my job is to support Costa. He wins it. Go and work with the president. You will find another person for you. So we'll talk to them. But for me, what I've seen now, it's very clear.
I want to finish with another question.
If I lose this one. Or I'm appealing to those who have supported UPND, want to stand as members of parliament, either sitting MP or aspiring. Please, let's remain together. Support the president. Whoever is going to be chosen, the party will do their job. The popular candidate will be given to you.
Interestingly, at your meeting, the president is quoted and heard saying that he receives word on the ground that his position as president is very safe and he's going to win his mandate back for a second term, except there'll be problems at MP level. And this is when he began to say, I need councillors, I need MPs to work with Ndiasuti. What convinces you as party officials on the ground that the president has already secured victory in 2026? He feels you're so confident
Costa,
that the UPND have delivered to the rules of the Zambian and President Hichilema will pass?
Yes, Hakainde will pass. And that's a message.
You're so convinced?
The message, very convinced. You don't win an election using noise. You win an election using a figure. In Usaga, there's a figure we want. In Copperbelt, there's a figure we want. I've answered you. A real politician understands. In Lusaka, no matter how hard it is, there's a figure we need in Lusaka. There's a figure we need in Copperbelt. There's a figure we need in Eastern Province. There's a figure we need in Muchinga, Northern Wapula, Western, Northwestern, Central, and Southern Province. We are not playing around, So there's a figure we need. That figure has already been secured to Hakainde Chilema. Now let's deal now with the members of the parliament. We cannot give members of parliament who is going to be in trouble to Hakainde Chilema. It's to identify now leaders to say, these ones. 2, you cannot stand up to say, Ujankara maningi mchose. No, just go and participate. Let's not wound out people by saying, Ujaiya. No, go on the ground, participate and convince that you are popular.
History
people
in
around.
Zambian politics shows that the biggest opposition to any incumbent party is not a fellow political party, but the Zambian people. History also shows politically that Zambian people are very good at being very clear on who they are voting out and never who they are voting in. Have you considered that?
No. They normally have somebody they're going to vote in.
That's your analysis?
Yes.
Not who they are voting out?
No. If I've been there in the game, I think I'm able to know either Ikaripa councillor, MP,
I'm talking about the president.
Even the president. There's someone supposed to drive an alternative. The people can be there.
People are saying the biggest opposition to President Hichilema and the UPND is the people right
now. The people,
do you agree?
Always identify.
Do you agree?
The opposition to the people, yes. It's the people. We agree it's the people. That's why we are engaging
And are the people happy?
Yes. There are two people here. Others are not happy, others are happy. Our responsibility as party leaders is to engage and talk to them and tell them where we are going, what we have done, what we haven't done. That is our duty as party leaders. Two, you don't win because it's a lot of people that have come to your rally. No, it's to door, 22246, underground mobilization. Door to door, you are talking to people. You secure a vote, a number of the people waiting. Okay, that's what we are doing. Today, as I speak to you, we as members of the UPND, we are carrying people for voter registration. We are carrying them. Let's go bit by bit. It's the mandate of the party. I'm not going to wait for the ECZ or to wait for Costa to come and announce the ECZ pay for the advert. No, the party itself has to go and do that job. That's what we are doing. It's a figure. You win an election in Costa using a figure, not by making noise.
Gilbert Liswaniso, thank you so much for coming on to Costa this evening.
Thank you very much. May God bless you.
We've been discussing youth politics and obviously the UPND and some of the issues raised in the last couple of weeks: violence, youth empowerment, youth unemployment, and of course opportunities ahead of the election in August, 9 months from now. We'll continue tracking these issues. Has the UPND delivered? Are the youth happy? Could the targeted 3.5 million of new voters be the swing? How will the ruling party perform? This has been Costa. The session is now adjourned.